What is good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Muthana, and welcome to another episode of Good Friends, Better Rivals. This week we break it down. It is week 16. We're breaking it down. We got a shootout in Dallas, old school Texas shootout. Then we got a close game in Minneapolis, close but no cigar for the New York Giants. They had to win, and they were in, but unfortunately, victory was 60 yards away off of the leg of Greg Joseph, the new Greg the Leg. It's not Greg Olson and it's not Greg Zerline. Greg Joseph, Greg the Leg himself. But I'm not alone. I'm never alone. I'm with my good friend but better rival, Caleb Ochoa. He's very happy this week. But as well, before we get to that, I want to make sure everybody like and subscribe to this video. We're live, everyone. By the way, too, StreamYards is up. It's open. It's running. Make sure to, if you have some time, donate a little StreamYards, because the alert is working. You will see the alert. You'll see your name. You'll see everything. So shout out to you. Make sure I also want to shout out quickly to our patrons. Shout out to all our patrons right here. To every one of our patrons. If you want to add a little bit more extra support for us, go to patreon.com/LGR_network and you join the Patreon. We got $1, got $5, got $10, got $15. You pick the tier for you, and let's just say you won't regret it because we care about our patrons. But Caleb, how are you, my man? How was Christmas?
How was awesome, Christmas? Man. That was a great freaking Christmas for me. I mean, there's no better Christmas gift than kicking the Eagles' ass. It's just so sweet. It's the most satisfying gift you can ever get. I mean, that's all I asked for Santa, and Santa delivered, and I'm so grateful for it.
I asked Santa for a tie, and he didn't give it to me. If y'all tied, that would have been hilarious. I would have laughed my ass off. But Santa never only gives me what I want. He always tries to take everything away from me. That's why Santa doesn't exist, kids. He doesn't exist. Santa is your parents, so thank them and cherish them for the love.
Why would you say that?
Because I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
Say it like that?
I'm not a happy guy right now, so I'm not happy. All right, I'm a little mad. All right, Caleb, let's break it down.
Exactly. Wow, dude. Exactly. Wow. How dare you?
Are we really gonna talk to Davon, Mr. #FTK? That man is he waves the flag around of FTK very proudly. He hates kids, and he has kids. That's all I gotta say. Whatever, man. Whatever. All right, break it down, Caleb. The Texas shootout, Cowboys, Eagles, Gardner Minshew, Dak Prescott. Break it down for me.
Yeah. Well, all I gotta say is 3rd and 30. 3rd and 30 was the play of the game. It's what made the game for us. It was a 52-yard bomb to T.Y. Hilton.
Yes, it was.
That was pretty much the game right there. Because it's 3rd and 30, we're down in the game. It's less than 8 minutes
Grinch
to go.
Did nothing wrong, in the game. Avon. I'd rather be the Grinch. Rather be the Grinch than Scrooge. Grinch did nothing wrong. Grinch was bullied into isolation, and then he punished the people who bullied him.
to grow 3 sizes. So I don't know.
My heart's very grown. I have a good heart. I've been told I've 3rd and 30. T.Y. Hilton, go break it down.
3rd and 30. And this is why we signed T.Y. We don't need T.Y. to take over games. We need him for these type of plays.
This is why we signed T.Y. Really? You wouldn't expect him to catch a 50-yard bomb on 3rd and 30.
Yes, we do. We expect him to make plays.
Get out of here.
We expect him to make a play or two that's going to make a difference in the game. That's what we expect. That's what I expected. Why else sign a veteran like that?
Weren't you like, I have no expectations of this man? You said you had no expectations.
No, I did not.
We'll replay the tape.
I did not say that by T.Y.
I thought a challenge.
That was maybe you were talking about when we were talking about OBJ. That might say that about him. T.Y. did not say that.
OBJ ain't playing this year. I don't even know why people even tried to sign with him.
Yeah, no, that's why I said. Yeah. That's why I said no expectation for him. But for T.Y., I did expect him to contribute in this type of way where you can make just a couple plays. And he did. He made a couple plays. He not only had this 52-yard bomb He also created an pass interference on a 4th and 8 that we had to have, and extended that drive as well. And we scored on that drive. So he made 2 plays in this game that made a difference. And that, like I said, that's why we signed a guy like that, just to just make 2 plays to make a difference in the game. And that's exactly what he did. Dak had a terrible start. Obviously, he threw a pick 6 on that first drive, put us down 10-0. And he just didn't. He just misjudged the throw. He just didn't throw it over the guy's head. I mean, that's pretty much it. He didn't misjudge how tall the guy was, and the fact that he could go up there and just snatch it out of the air like that. But I mean, hey, it was what it was. I don't attribute that to him. Oh, he can't throw or any other nonsense that people be wanting to say. He just made a mistake. He just misjudged the throw. That's pretty much it. That's all that happened on that play. But otherwise, he had a great game after that. He had a great game. 27 out of 35, 347 yards. He had 3 touchdowns. He came up big, and it was under a lot of pressure from the Eagles defense. They sacked him 6 times. There was even one play where he had gotten sacked, and the guy had him wrapped up, and he was still on his feet and still able to deliver the throw, and got the first down on that play. That was a great play, amazing play to see from him. But like I said, their pass rushers gave our offensive line some major problems. I've been saying Tyler Smith has been leaky on that left side. That definitely showed up in this game. Tyron is still getting used to playing. He's played most of his career on the left. He's getting used to playing on the right, and he had some problems taking care of that side. So it was a rough game for Dak, and yet still he still persevered and still was just torching their secondary. And big play Slay, get out of here! Like big plays on him. That's all that happened because he allowed that.
That's your trash talk, Caleb. That's how you talk smack.
Slay.
Big play Slay.
Nonsense.
Big play Slay. Get out of here, buddy. We got you. That's how you talk smack. Big play Slay. Get out of here, man. We did big plays.
When he allows a 50-yard bomb on him, yeah. He's allowing big plays.
You'd be like,
nothing.
Big play Slay.
We torched our goddamn secondary.
Say that. Big play Slay. Get out of here. Sorry. I'm sorry. You sound like an 85-year-old dude. Get out of here, you young whippersnapper. Get out of here. Yeah.
I mean, it's not nonsense. I don't even know why he's nicknamed.
Yep, straight vanilla style trash talk.
He should be nicknamed that. Being receptions, 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, and yet they supposed to have some great ass secondary, and everybody's supposed to be fearing their number 2 defense.
Who said they had a great secondary?
Everybody be praising their ass. Like, you better not be watching these people because everybody be saying praising the Eagles defense. They got the best secondary ever.
No, the reason their secondary
that's all I be hearing all the goddamn time.
Well, these people don't watch games because the reason their secondary is good, Caleb. No, let me tell you why they're yeah, I know, because you guys staved off the pressure, right? There's occasions where Josh Sweat and Hassan Reddick sacked Dak Prescott 6 times, but most of the time you sustain the pressure. Their defensive line, the rotation of their defensive line is what makes their back end so good, because their defensive line gets to the quarterback quickly, right? So James Bradbury and Darius Slayton don't have to cover for a long period of time. Like I had this argument with somebody where I said a great defensive line covers a multitude of sins on the defense. They can cover for average linebackers, and they can cover, and then they cover for average defensive backs. That coverage sack stuff, that shit don't exist, because coverage sacks happen like that because the defensive lineman's already there, because the defensive lineman defense needs to be good. Because if a defense does not get pressure and Dak Prescott has like 12 seconds in the pocket, he's gonna find somebody open. Because guess what? You cannot guard a person for 12 seconds in the back end. It's not possible. It's not possible. So their defensive line is the reason James Bradbury and Darius Slayton are having a fun time back there. Because when they think about Josh Sweat, Fletcher Cox, Ndamukong Suh, Hassan Reddick, Derek Barnett, you know what I mean? Linval Joseph. There's a lot of people. They're just thrown at you. They're just throwing them at you. And that's how you get good secondaries. That's how the Giants won their game against the Washington football team. The Washington football team had better receivers, you know, Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin, Jahad Dotson. Better. We had no DBs, period. But our defensive line got home and made Tyler Heineke hurry up. Made him hurry up. That's what the Eagles defense made people do. It made people hurry up. Made people hurry up. Also, too, they lost Avonte Maddox as well, which was a good their other good DB. But continue, Caleb.
Yeah. So we've seen a lot of free Pollard in the chat. He
Free
just
Pollard.
wasn't effective. I mean, you can't free. I mean, well, you can't free him if he's not running the ball well. Like they were stopping the run pretty well. And the times that we face these defenses that can stop the run, Pollard is like not effective at all. Like he just doesn't get any yards. That happened when we played against the Commanders as well. He just wasn't effective. Like these teams that can really stop the run in the middle, Pollard just is kind of useless in the run game. But Zeke was the leading rusher. He still had like he was 50 yards or something like that. Still wasn't that effective, but at least he was getting positive yardage like he's able to do. You know, he has that lean that always gets positive yardage, even when there's, you know, nothing there for him. In the run game, he had like no holes opening up. But he was still able to do that, get touchdown. But Pollard's not only just a running back, you know, in the run game. He also gets past, you know, he gets catches as well, and that's what we saw him the most effective in this game. He had 6 catches, he had like 60 yards, so he was still contributing in that way. So it's not always through the run game that you could say, oh, free Pollard, because he's still getting touches, and that's the thing with this game. Even though we weren't being effective in the run, we still stuck with it. We still ran it 31 times, and that's what I want to see. Like, even though it's not being, you know, as good as it has been, just stick with it. Just stick with it. Keep them honest, and you know, Dak will take over and beat that coverage, and you know, and that's what he was doing. But for as defense wise, it's just bad. It's been bad for a little bit now on defense. They gave it 27 points. Not great, but they were able to get 4 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. Diggs didn't have a great game. There was one where he got beat on the slug go. But that one I'm not too upset about, because right before that play, the receiver had run a slant route on him, so I can see him coming up and trying to getting fooled on that on the sluggo. Considering, you know, right before that, you know, it was a slant play, so I don't mind that one as much. The one I do mind is they kind of had an offense where there was only one receiver on the field, and it was Devontae Smith, and he was the only receiver on the field. There was a bunch of tight ends.
A lot.
And
it was like
you got the receiver. There was only one receiver. Go and get him. I don't care what anybody else is doing. Your job is to stop that receiver. Stay on him, no matter where else the ball is going. Just stay on that receiver. And what do? You come up trying to make a play, and yet you left Devontae Smith wide open in the end zone. He's the only goddamn receiver, and you couldn't just stay on him. That's your only job. Just stay on him, and you couldn't do that. That's the stuff that kind of pisses me off, and that's where I say he didn't have a great game. Just for like that play right there, they gave up the touchdown. But Nahshon Wright, obviously stepping in for the bench, Kelvin Joseph. He did I thought he did a better job than Kelvin Joseph. Obviously, we're still giving up a lot of yards and catches against him, but they're just really good receivers. I mean, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. I mean, it's going to happen. But I thought Nahshon Wright did as well as he could. He was the leading tackler, on the defense. But that just means he was allowing the receivers to catch the ball. But he did have 2 pass breakups. Um, so but the fact that he at least was tackling them, I think he did a lot better job than what Kevin Joseph was doing out there. Um, and I thought we stopped the run pretty well. We held them under 100 yards. But once again, couldn't get any pressure. Just could not get any pressure on Gardner Minshew. He was able to just stay there in the pocket, all clean, and that's why he got was able to find his. You're going to look at comfortable, so you're going to have a good day when that happens. But we didn't get pressure to probably the final drive. That's when Michael Parsons, he said he needed timeout to catch his breath. He was playing with like some sickness. That's why he needed to catch his breath on that last play. He was able to get pressure on that play, and that's what pretty much ended the game right there on that 4th down. But once again, Deron Bland played great game. He got another interception. He has 5 interceptions. I know there's other good rookie cornerbacks doing a really blame. But Dak, he's great against the NFC East. He dominates this division. He's 27-6 now, 8-3 against the Eagles. He dominates the NFC East. So I love seeing that. And then their dumbass coach had nothing to say after the game. He ain't got shit to say now. That dude pisses me off so goddamn much. He's such a whack ass clown of a coach.
Caleb, big fan of Nick Sirianni.
He can still win a division.
Big fan.
Yeah, Nick Sirianni. He's a clown of coach. Just a freaking clown. But
yeah, language, right? Like we
can still win division.
Like, wow.
He's a clown.
Yeah,
man.
Language.
We went out. It's not very likely, but still possible.
No, they're against New Orleans and us.
So well, do your goddamn job, then maybe we get a little.
No, don't tell us what to do. We'll do whatever the hell we want. We just need to beat the Colts next week. How about we have won 8 of them?
You probably can't do that either.
We're gonna beat the Colts next week. Don't be disrespecting us. Don't disrespect me. They don't got Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, well, yeah. I wouldn't presume that.
Finish your recap of your stupid team.
To get the number 1, we need the. I am to get the number 1. We would have to have the Vikings, 49ers lose. But yeah, like I said, they all want to talk about how good the Eagles are. Talk about their defense. We put up 40, and people try to talk and we're talking down this game. Oh, you just beat Gardner Minshew. Well, they didn't.
They just beat Cooper Rush.
They celebrated, had parades for when they beat Cooper Rush. So that's what it was.
Have a parade. I like me a good parade.
Well, parade. Have a Christmas parade.
You mean a February parade because you want to win the Super Bowl?
Well,
why would you want a Christmas parade when you ain't done nothing in Christmas?
Because we kicked the Eagles' ass on Christmas.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, Caleb.
Go ahead.
Any final thoughts?
And how they lost.
Any final? Well, whoa! You ain't gotta be so disrespectful, Mister. I was asking if you had any other final thoughts on your stupid ass team on the stupid Christmas.
Yeah, the Eagles suck.
All right, there it is. Final thoughts from Caleb's recap of the of the Eagles Cowboys games. The Eagles suck. The Eagles suck. You know what? I agree. The Eagles do suck. And so do their fans. Shout out to you, Eagles fans. You suck. All right, guys. But before we talk about the New York Giants and their close but no cigar, again, everyone make sure to like and subscribe to this video. We're at 65 subscribers on the new channel. So, hit that subscribe button. Just keep climbing. Let's keep climbing it. So there's that. As well as if you wanna add a little bit more support, I want y'all to like, subscribe. Because we're at 65. Let's get to 70. From 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 100, 100 to 1,000. That's what I want y'all to do. But if you want to add a little bit more support on top of the support, we got a Patreon. So join our Patreon at patreon.com/LGR_network. We have 4 tiers. They're our playoff fantasy football league is coming down to the end. You want to join our fantasy league? It's the $10 tier. So make sure to, if you want to add a little bit more support, join the Patreon. As well as if you want to buy some merch for this Christmas, this holiday evening, for New Year's, go to our merch store. Get some merch at store.letsgetreadynetwork.com.
You didn't give me any merch for Christmas.
I don't believe in Christmas. All right.
Yeah.
So why would I do that? So yeah. So there's another thing you can throw your support in that way.
Scrooge, that's why.
I'm not screwed.
That's why
don't
you're
believe.
Scrooge.
I'm Muslim. That's a hate crime. All right, mister. All right. Where are the pictures? What pictures? What pictures? We ain't got no pictures. We don't have any pictures. Sorry, no pictures. No, sorry, Tony, no pictures. All right, but on that note, let's talk about the New York Football Giants. We played. We did we have pictures? Do we have pictures? You know what, Tony? Next week I'll have pictures for you. I'll have pictures for you next week. I'll have pictures for you next week. All right, but let's break it down. The New York Giants were against the Minnesota Vikings. Let's just say this. It was a close game. At halftime, it was 10-7, right? It was 10-7, and it was looking, it was a close game. Daniel Jones played very well. He did have that interception where Patrick Peterson jumped the route on Isaiah Hodgins. That was due to the fact that Dalvin Tomlinson got inside and got the pressure. Shout out to Dalvin Tomlinson, former New York Giant Dalvin Tomlinson, who I never wanted to leave. Dalvin Tomlinson, by the way, had 2 offers coming out of high school. He was picking between. It was 2 teams. It was the University of Alabama, Caleb, and guess who that other school he was picking against?
Who was that?
He was picking against Harvard. It was either Alabama or Harvard. He got into both schools. He got into Alabama and Harvard. He picked Alabama because he wanted to play football. Shout out to you, Dalvin Tomlinson. I love you, man. I miss you. We need you because we need depth on the inside interior line. It was a game of what just happened. You know what I mean? It was people who you didn't expect to be that successful.
Mistake after mistake.
No, it was because people who shouldn't be stepping up stepped up. You disrespectful ass. What is? You know what, Caleb?
Well, all you guys did throughout the game was make mistakes and allow them to stay in the game.
Yep, it was. The 3rd and 11 call was a bad call by Don. He's Don Martindale this week to me. He's not Wink. Wink, you only get your nickname when you do something good, Don. All right. Don Martindale blitzed on 3rd and 11. By the way, he didn't just blitz on 3rd and 11. He left Justin Jefferson single covered on 3rd and 11. No offense, Don. Let's get right into the nitty-gritty. We lost the game because they got that first down right there. Because if they don't get that first down, it's a 70-yard attempt, and they have to punt it. They don't kick it. They punt it. Don Martindale decides to send the house on 3rd and 11, and he doesn't double Justin Jefferson. I'm no expert coach, right? I'm not a coach. I'm a fan that watches these games. But I know for a fact the game is on the line. It's 3rd and 11. Kirk Cousins is going to who, Caleb? Justin Jefferson. That's correct. And guess what happened on 3rd and 11 with the game on the line on Christmas Eve?
He went to Adam Thielen.
No, he went to Justin Jefferson.
Oh, okay.
It's 3rd and 11. He's going to Justin Jefferson. You just had this great long drive by Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley where they had to go for it on 4th down. They scored a touchdown on 4th down. Then they had to get a 2-point conversion, and they get the 2-point conversion. You had all this momentum. You knew who the ball was going to on 3rd and 11. You knew who was it going to. Everyone in the entire stadium knew he was going to 18. Everyone knew it. He wasn't going to go to Adam Thielen. He wasn't going to go to KJ Osborne. He wasn't going to go to TJ Hawkinson. He wasn't. He was going to go to 18. So you blitz and you leave one man on 18? One, you shouldn't be blitzing. And 2, you should be doubling 18. Always have safety help on 18. But you think these corners can do, you think Nick McLeod and Cordell Flott can go one-on-one with Justin Jefferson?
Jair Alexander got an interception.
Cordell Flott, yeah, he caught it. Yeah, he did. It kind of slipped in the yeah. That would have been a big game changer. But here's the thing too, like Brian Asamoah, you know, shout out to Oklahoma. Caleb, big Oklahoma fan.
No.
I know I'm trolling you. Brian Asamoah, who never lost to Texas in his entire career. Now I'm seriously I am just shitting on you. I think he lost to Texas once, maybe.
Lost. It's okay.
Shut up. All right. You know, you barely beat Gardner Minshew. So shut your mouth. Okay. All right. Zip it. All right. But that's the point, right? Daniel Bellinger, he's wide open. He catches the ball. He has a free run. He's a free run. And Asamoah just punches the ball out, Peanut Tillman style. They get that turnover, then they score a touchdown. Turnovers in the red zone. Because here's what happened. He fumbled the ball in the red zone. So we were, if Daniel Bellinger just gets tackled there, we were in the red zone and we were a top 5 red zone offense. When we're in the red zone, we're guaranteed to score. Field goal or touchdown. It's basically like a guarantee now. Don't get the Giants in the red zone. When the Giants are in the red zone, they score. They do. We do. We're top. We're like I think it's like 89% in the red zone. It's wild. The problem is we don't get there a lot sometimes. You know. Shout out to Graham Gano hitting 2 50-yard field goals. 2 50-yard field goals.
Yeah, he didn't hit a 61-yard to win the game.
Well, yeah, that's because Greg Joseph hit the 61-yarder. Yeah, actually, Graham Gano did hit a 60. No, Graham Gano did actually hit a 61-yard field goal to win the game. He was with Carolina against the New York Giants. It's still Carolina's longest field goal in Carolina history. Shout out to Brodney if he's there. If he's here. So there's that. Daniel Jones was immaculate. He played very well. He had over 334 yards.
I wouldn't say immaculate.
He threw an interception. You know, unlike Dak Prescott, that interception didn't become a pick 6. It was just he's doing an interception, right? So how the hell, you know what I mean? How the hell can Dak Prescott play good with an interception, but Daniel Jones didn't have a good game? He had a great game.
Touchdowns and Daniel Jones threw 1.
He operated the offense within the scheme. It's perfect to me. You know, he did fine. Also, too, we needed linebackers. We need linebackers and safeties because TJ Hawkinson shouldn't be having 13 catches for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. If you have a fantasy team, right, and you have a tight end starting against the New York Giants, you start that tight end. You start that tight end because we have no idea how to stop a tight end. TJ Hawkinson had a great game. It helped me fantasy-wise, but I hated the man that day. It was an atrocious day. So you're stopping everybody except those 2 guys. They're getting their own. Then there's that one play where he scores the second touchdown and it's 2 New York Giants defenders and he just mosses both of them. It was a perfect pass by Kirk Cousins, to be honest. And here's the thing too. Kirk Cousins in the 10 o'clock window plays very good football. It's people be like, Ferris, you're too superstitious. No, we're seeing it with our very own eyes. 10 a.m. Kirk Cousins, which is 1 o'clock Eastern Kirk Cousins, is a very good football player. Kirk Cousins in prime time is the worst football player to grace God's green earth. He's Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, literally. Primetime Kirk Cousins is garbage. 10 a.m. Kirk Cousins is pretty damn good. He's pretty damn good, you know, unless, you know, you're against the Cowboys and they blow you out 36-0. But, you know, I digress to Kirk Cousins. But everyone else, Kirk Cousins plays very good. 10 a.m. Kirk Cousins against the Colts, where he found out, oh, it's 10 a.m. I can make a comeback, and they made the comeback. The Giants were there. If the Giants won, because Carolina beat Detroit and Seattle lost to the Chiefs. So if the Giants needed to beat Minnesota and they were in the playoffs this week, it would have been a guaranteed spot. We would have clinched. But next week we have to beat the Colts. Azeez Ojulari, our defensive line is again, he got hurt again. He got taken out of the game again. When 2 weeks of solid play for Azeez Ojulari, 2 weeks of solid play gets ripped away from us again because he's hurt again. Again. He's always hurt. First is the calf. Now I don't. Now let me see what else. What else did he hurt? Let me see what else did he hurt. I hope he didn't hurt. No, it's Nick McLeod. What am I doing? No one cares about Nick McLeod. No offense to Nick McLeod. Azeez. Like, he got hurt again, bro. An ankle injury. This time it's an ankle injury. Calf, ankle. Like, it's seeing him and Kayvon Thibodeau together against, like, Washington was tremendous. I'm like, look at our two bookends. But every single time we're given something nice, like two young bookends who are not even 24, it gets ripped away from us like that. And personally, man, I'm getting sick and tired of it. By the way, too, y'all, they gotta stop doing that rotating left guard shit. They gotta stop that. One series is Ben Bredesen. Next series is Nick Gates. Then it's Ben Bredesen. Then Nick Gates. Ben Bredesen was the guard for our 84-yard drive that scored us that touchdown. Keep him in the game. Stop switching them. Ben is the starter. Nick is the backup. Stop doing that rotating shit. Because here's the thing. You know what you should do? You move Nick as center. Because John Feliciano isn't doing it. Feliciano was being abused all game. There was a phantom holding call, but there were some bull rushes that got John Feliciano off his perch. You put Nick at center, you put Ben at left guard, and you just keep it that way, and you keep it moving. Because the offensive line isn't a rotating position. You can't just keep rotating people. You need 5 people glued together, one bind.
All year.
Yeah, and guess what happened?
We've been rotating our guys.
Yeah, and it hasn't looked good sometimes. All right? You need to stop doing that. It's stupid. It's stupid. No one should be rotating offensive linemen. You pick your 5 and you go with it. And if they suck, you take them out and you put somebody else and you let him go with it. You don't just keep rotating him series after series. Like, you need continuity. I don't understand that. When people talk about offensive line, it's like continuity with 5 people where we are together as one mind. Together as one mind. But you can't do that when you keep constantly rotating people every series. Can't do it. I just can't do it, man. And honestly, the big key here is we had a chance to win the game, and Wink Martindale failed. He failed. His job was to stop 18. You didn't stop 18. It's 3rd and 11. Everyone knows who has the ball. Everyone knows who's getting the ball. Everyone and their mother knew who was getting the ball. 3rd and 11, game's on the line. If they don't convert, it's over. It's 17 seconds left. Double him. Make someone else make the play. Make Adam Thielen become the hero. Make KJ Osborne the hero. Make them the hero. You do not allow Justin Jefferson to be the hero. And you allow Justin Jefferson to be the hero because you decided to blitz and not double team him. So you failed. Wink Martindale, I don't give out grades, but if I did, it's an F. It's an F. I don't care. It's an F. I don't give out grades. So that's a joke. Also, too, but on a bright note, unsung heroes, Richie James and Isaiah Hodgins.
Didn't Richie James drop 2 good crucial?
Yeah, he did. He dropped
catches.
2. He was open twice. He dropped both balls. So it was a fine game, not a good game. It was a fine game. C because of those. Isaiah Hodgins, though, if I was giving out grades, A+ for Isaiah Hodgins. 8 catches, 89 yards, a touchdown, because Daniel Jones did the pocket manipulation. Daniel Jones is improving. He's improving. Could he be more than what he is? Maybe, but we'll see. We need to give him We need to give him a Justin Jefferson.
It's signing
We
for
need
a long term. Give him a big old contract.
Nah, probably 2 years, 2-3 years.
No,
They're gonna probably do.
Contract.
No, they're gonna probably gonna do what they did with Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee. They gave him like a 2 to 3 year deal. You know what I mean? That's what they did. After he replaced Marcus Mariota, after they destroyed Marcus Mariota's entire body.
Nah, he needs a guaranteed contract.
No, it's not happening.
Give him all the monies.
Caleb, you're not very good at this trash talking trolling thing. You know that? You're not very
What?
good.
I'm just saying, you should get all the monies. I don't understand.
No.
I don't know
the monies,
all
the monies.
Yes, give him all the monies.
The monies.
The monies.
The monies. Do you know what English is? Do you English, bro? Do you English? Monies. Shut up.
Monies.
All right. But yeah, Isaiah Hodgins, solid receiver. He's not a number one because he lacks some speed. Because he's not that fast. I think he could be a solid 2 or 3. You know, he's playing out of his role. If he would be a good complement to like a Justin Jefferson or an AJ Brown type. You know what I mean? He's big. He's 6'4". He makes good catches, solid hands. So there's that. I love me, man. Shout out to Buffalo. Thank you for cutting this kid. Thank you for cutting him because we picked him up, and I'm a big fan of this kid. As well as our entire, again, it's the same thing every week. Why do we lose the games? We don't have corners to stop the receivers. All our corners and defensive backs this year were on other teams. We got Zion Gilbert off of practice squad. We had Jason Pinnock off of practice squad. Fabian Moreau, our cornerback one, was in Washington or was in Houston. You know what I mean? The only New York Giant that was a New York Giant from start to finish was Cordell Flott, and he was our draft pick. You know, like we don't have Xavier McKinney, we don't got Adoree Jackson, we don't know what a linebacker is. We cut Tay Crowder, but Tay Crowder finally realized that no one wants him, so he came back to the New York Giants on a practice squad deal. Landon Collins and Tony Jefferson playing good linebacker minutes. Landon Collins is finally signed to the active roster, played very well against Minnesota. So he probably is going to transition over to linebacker, but he's not a permanent linebacker. We need a proper linebacker. I think a name that we're going to go after is Tremaine Edmonds because Buffalo can't sign him because they don't have the money. So we'll probably steal him from Buffalo, which makes sense because Joe Shane was a part of the brain trust that drafted Tremaine Edmonds. So he knows Tremaine. But really, man, every week it's the same thing. Every week it's the same thing. We don't have the corners and we don't have the receivers. Because with Richie James, he should catch those 2 balls. The reason I was about to get on the show and hype Richie James up, and then I remembered before the show he dropped those 2 clutch passes. He was wide open. Here's the thing too. He was wide open on both plays. Wide open. And he dropped them. Your job is to receive the ball. If you're not catching the ball, you're not doing your job properly. Richie James, you know, like I defend Richie James wide receiver all the time, but don't make me start not defending you after you make you're wide open. Touches your hands. You got to catch that. First window. Like Devontae Smith, man, he went across that field and snatched that ball out of the air. He got that ball off of the first window and they scored that touchdown. Richie James, ball's right here. Got to catch that, man. You got to catch it. You got to catch it right. It was a good ball too. It wasn't like, oh, Daniel Jones messed up. No, it was smack dab right there. Boom, catch it. It was a catch and run. So you catch it and then you run. You get an extra couple yards. Giants are in the red zone. We score a touchdown. Man. Giants in the red zone, automatic points. Field goal or touchdown minimum. But yeah, man, it's the same every week, Caleb. No corners, no receivers, no linebackers. We have a lot of cap in the offseason. We can get a lot of players in the free agency if we want to. We need to prioritize linebacker, wide receiver. That's the first 2. Linebacker, wide receiver. And then draft a bunch of depth offensive linemen in the draft. That's pretty much it. All right. So guys, what we're gonna do? We're gonna do what we did last week. We're gonna fire up the playoff machine generator. But before so I'm gonna bring it up, right? But we're gonna preview our games next week as the generator is up, right? So I'm gonna share the screen real quick. So let me share the screen. Let me just boom boom. All right, here it is. Screen two, right here. Here's the playoff generate. It's I was doing it earlier. So week 16 is already passed, right? Where here are all the matchups except this matchup right here, Caleb. You think the Chargers? I think the Chargers are winning, right? I think the
Yeah,
Chargers are winning.
Chargers going.
Okay, Chargers win. All right, now it's week 17. It's week 17. Is this the Thursday night game?
The
Cowboys
Cowboys.
Giants. All right, now
Giants.
Caleb. Okay, good. All right, preview this game because you're choosing the Cowboys. Right, that's
Yeah.
it. So you're choosing the Cowboys. Break it down for me. Why and how are you going to beat the Tennessee Titans?
Because they don't have a quarterback. Ryan Tannehill is out for the season. They have Malik Willis starting. He hasn't been good. He doesn't look like he's ready to start. They just lost to the Texans. He didn't look good in that game. He threw for less than 100 yards and threw 2 picks. I mean, he's terrible. Um, the only player they got is Derrick Henry. We just need to contain him. If we can manage to do that, then they got really nothing else. They don't really have any receivers. They don't have a quarterback. They have Derrick Henry. That's all they got. Um, so we managed to contain him. We don't really have to worry about them offensively. Their secondary is terrible. I saw them get lit up by the Eagles. I saw them get lit up by the Jaguars. Um, their secondary isn't good, but their rush defense is good. I've seen them stop rush games for multiple times,
Jeffrey Simmons.
but it hasn't really mattered because their secondary is so bad. Like they can stop the run, but teams just throw all over the place on them. Um, so our run game might be effective in this Thursday night game. Might not run just like it was against the Eagles. It wasn't that effective, but Dak took over and was able to kill their secondary. So I think he can do the same thing in this game. And the only thing that worries me is it's obviously the home team on a Thursday night always has the advantage. They are the home team. We're on a road game, and we usually never have road games on Thursday night. Like I don't know when the last time we've ever had a road game on a Thursday night before. So that'd be different for us, but we do get at least one extra day than usual normal Thursday night games because we did play on Saturday. So hopefully that helps a little bit. But that's pretty much it. Um, yeah, but otherwise, we should win this. We're a way better team. They don't have a quarterback. We're looking pretty good in offense right now. Hopefully, somehow we can start getting a pass rush before we hit the playoffs here. That's the most things I want to see out of my team is let's get a pass rush. If we can get our pass rush back, that would look great for us going into the playoffs.
All right. So bring it back up. So Cowboys win. I agree. All right. Week matchup 2. We're gonna go through every game. Just a quick. Who do you think is gonna win? Cardinals, Falcons. Caleb. Who do you think?
Falcons, I
Falcons.
guess. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, the Cardinals could win, but
They could. Yeah, it
I
doesn't
don't
really
know.
matter. All right. Here's a game that's really important actually for the Giants and the Commanders. Does Chicago beat the Lions?
No, because the Bears just don't win. It doesn't matter if they play well or good; they just don't
They just
win.
don't
They have
win.
three
All right.
wins. They don't
You
win.
see that right there? Detroit's now in the 7th seed. All right. I think Jacksonville beats the Texans. I agree. You
Yeah,
agree?
I mean, you would
You
think.
agree? Yeah.
You
You
think.
think. But I think so. I actually think so. Chiefs beating the Broncos. Broncos just fired their coach. I'm so sorry,
Yeah,
Adelia, that you got to go through this. I feel sorry for her, to be honest.
terrible.
I think New England beats Miami in New England.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Tua is not going to play. Looks like he's
Yeah.
has
Yeah. He's in
concussion.
bro. Um, the Giants need to beat the Colts. So I'm saying the Giants beat the Colts.
I don't know about
All right.
that. I wouldn't presume that.
I am presuming it, and that
I don't
means
know.
right there. That means right there the Giants clinches a playoff spot right there. With that
I
victory,
don't know
the
about
Giants
that.
are in. They are
Are
in.
you gonna
All right.
aren't you gonna preview it?
Hmm? Let me
You're not
preview
gonna
it. Yeah,
preview
let's
it.
preview it. I think the Giants win because here's the thing too with the Colts, just like the freaking just like the Bears, they don't win. They don't win. Like they're about to win, but then they give up the greatest comeback in history. It's a collapse. They don't have Jonathan Taylor. They're relying on Zach Moss and Deion Jackson, just like me in fantasy. But in real life, I need them to like go off and still lose the game. Um, but that's the thing, bro. That's the thing we must ask ourselves on a daily basis. You played the Minnesota Vikings stuff. This is a playoff game. You knew the Washington football game on Sunday Night Football is a playoff game. You knew you needed to win that game to get the tiebreaker over them, to get that game was important. This game is now important. You win this game, you're in. This is a playoff game. And the New York Giants, when someone has said this is a playoff game, like 3 weeks ago with Washington, or 2 weeks ago with Washington, they came out and they won. The defensive line showed up. This game matters. You need Brian Daboll needs to tell this line. This game matters. We win, we're in. We win, we're in. Detroit and Seattle lost last week. We win this week, we're in. We have a better record than them with the tie. The tie helps us in this case. It helps us. We have one less loss because
When would it help you more?
Yeah, it would have helped us more, but it is what it is. I'm looking to the bright side. We need to win this game. Who on their defense scares me? Besides Zaire Franklin. Darius Leonard ain't playing. Where's Kenny Moore? He's a good slot corner, but whatever. No one scares me on that defense. DeForest Buckner I love DeForest Buckner. That's my guy. That's my guy. But he doesn't get sacks. He gets sacks on occasion, but he's good. So
Aren't
that
they
he actually worries
starting
me.
Nick Foles
They're starting Nick Foles this week. This week.
but
Yeah, we don't know who we're going to start next week. They'll probably be like, you know what, let's go to Sam Ellinger. How about this week we go back to Matt Ryan? We don't know. They'll probably let Nick Foles start for 2 weeks. So they're starting Nick Foles. They don't have Jonathan Taylor. The only receiver that worries me is Michael Pittman. Their other receivers, who? I don't know. Mo Alley Cox as their tight end. Same thing with Jelani Woods. But, it doesn't really, I'm not really scared. Really. You know what I mean? So I think the Giants won. And I think we win based on our defense, though. They have a solid offensive line. They have one of the best guards in the entire NFL in Quentin Nelson. But one guard doesn't help out. Who are their tackles? Oh, their tackle is Braden Smith on the right side. But who's their tackle on the left side? They had to replace Anthony Costanzo. And I don't know who they replaced Anthony Costanzo with. And they have Ryan Kelly. They have a solid offensive line. So the defensive line needs to show up. I think we win because run game and defense. Because here's the thing too, Saquon Barkley is going to show up as well because he knows this is a big game as well. So I'm going with the Giants.
No, it's gonna be enough set.
I don't think so. All right, back to the board. Eagles beat the Saints.
I don't know. They gonna have Hurts.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think they're going to stick with Gardner.
I guess we'll give it to him, but I don't know. Questions.
I think Carolina beats Tampa Bay. I think so.
That go either way, but you can go with that.
Okay. Washington beats Cleveland.
Yeah.
Washington back in the 7th seed. Niners beat the Raiders. I think the Jets beat the Seahawks.
I don't know about that. It depends if Mike White's healthy.
No, he's playing next week.
Yeah, but is he healthy? Just because he's playing, he's healthy.
Your ribs are bruised. You're fine. So I'm gonna go with the Jets. Does Minnesota beat Green Bay? Green Bay's hot. Does Minnesota stop them?
I'm gonna go Green Bay. I think they're hot. I would say Green Bay.
Boom. San Francisco becomes the 2 seed. I think the Chargers. I personally think the Chargers. My mouse is freezing up on me. My mouse is fucking up on me. I think the Chargers beat the Rams. Um, Sunday night, Steelers Ravens. I think the Ravens win.
I think the Steelers will win.
Okay, let's go with the Steelers because I'm not that confident in my Ravens pick, to be honest. Oh snap! No, no, no. My bad. Sorry, sorry. All right. Damn it! This shit's freezing up on me. Why is it freezing? Okay, no, I know who we chose. We chose Bam, Falcons, Lions, Jacksonville, Kansas City. Uh, Stop this shit. Chargers, Green Bay, Ravens. No, Steelers. Jets. That, that. Boom. All right. I think Cincinnati beats Buffalo.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
All right. Boom. That's what right now. Now let's preview 2 weeks from now. So we're not, you know what? We'll do that next week. We'll do that next week. Right now, after week 17, this is what the playoffs look like based on our projections. Philly's still the first number one seed. Minnesota drops to the 3. San Francisco's in the 2nd. Washington and the Giants stay at their spots. Carolina makes the playoffs. And the Eagles stay at the 5th seed. That's the entire NFC East. In the AFC,
Yeah.
it's Kansas City. The Patriots take over Miami's spot. Cincinnati goes up to 2. Buffalo goes to 3. Chargers stay at 6. Baltimore, even with the loss, stays at 5. And the Jacksonville Jaguars making the playoffs at the 4th seed at 8-8. So that right there is Week 17's playoff picture due to our projections, because this is what we would like to see. But on that note, everyone, thank you guys for showing up. I mean, I'm trying to. Where the fuck am I? God damn it. Stop share screen. There it is. Good. All right, Caleb, where can people find you, my man?
You can find me at NFL Caleb 22 on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me on this channel on Wednesday nights at 9:30 with my co-host DWeezy on Betting the NFL. All we do is try to win you guys money. I think we do a good job at that. So if you like winning money, go check that show out. And you can find my articles that go along with that show on our website at letsgetreadynetwork.com.
All right, guys. I'm Ferris Muthana. You can find me at Ferris Muthana on Twitter. You can find me here every Monday, live or pre-recorded, 3 o'clock. Good Friends, Better Rivals. And then on Thursdays, pre-recorded, 3 o'clock, our fantasy football roundup show. Next week, we're going to find out who we're going to interview by end of day, because after Monday Night Football, we organize. So by Thursday, we'll tell you who we're interviewing. You'll find out who we're interviewing on Thursday at 3 o'clock. So there's that. So that's where you can find me. Sometimes I show up on entertainment news break, but due to the holidays, we took a break from the entertainment news. So there's that. Make sure to like and subscribe to this video, guys. Again, shout out to our patrons, the people we show the most love to, because they added an extra layer of support. And if you want to add any more layer of support, go to patreon.com/LGR_network to join our Patreon. We got 4 tiers. They're amazing. Go read about them. So shout out to the patrons right here. Shout out to them. Shout out to all of them. And then, again, like Caleb said, if you want to read one of the articles, you want to make more money, visit our website at letsgetreadynetwork.com. A multitude of things are on there, as well as merch, clothes for the holidays, hoodies, hats, merch at
So you gonna buy
store.
me some merch?
No, store.letsgetreadynetwork.com is where you will get all your clothing needs. Boom, there it is. So on that note, everyone, hope everyone has a wonderful night. Stay safe, stay cool. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and have a wonderful new year. Because we're seeing y'all next year. The next episode is going to be in the year 2023. And I hope 2023 is a great year for you. Boom. Shakalaka.
It will be for the Cowboys.
Sure.